Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. We always say, pray when you're going out, pray when you're coming in, and always remember, God is in control. Always, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome back. Goodness gracious me. Happy Independence, guys. Happy Independence to all Jamaicans and everyone across the globe. We say happy independence to each and every Jamaican. It's the 63rd independence year, and we say God bless you all, because this is also a big deal. And for those who made it, give God thanks every time. Let's kind of switch things up since we're going to represent. Here we go. Hold on a second, guys. I got to change my hat. Yeah, we're going to the full independence mode. Yeah, I'm going to deal with it right tonight. Goodness gracious me. And, in true independence fashion, what we say, we're going to make it right. So here we go, guys. Before we get started, I got to play this for you. So let me bring it up on stage. First of all, here we go. Yeah, true independent style. Let's move some things out of the way. Let's see. Let's move this. Yeah. So, and get this back up here. Okay. Here we go. Now we got the full stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's play this. Let's play this video for you to see. And I got to cue this up for you. All right. So here we go. This is a screenshot. We move this 63rd Independence. And we got to bring our video up so you can find, we can do it right. So I'm still searching for my video that was lined up earlier. So here we go. Let's see if we got it right. Yep. Ready for this, guys? Here we go. All right. So let's get some volume on that. Justice, truth be all. Let's start that again. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hands. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our guide through countless hours. To our leaders, great defenders, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be all forever. Jamaica land we love. Jamaica, Jamaica. Goodness gracious me. I tell you, it is always beautiful to hear that national anthem. And we say salute to the national anthem every time. And ladies and gentlemen, as you know, it is the 63rd year of Jamaica's independence. And for those who don't know, you got to go back in history. It was 1962. On the 1st of August, we had the Emancipation Day. I was there in Jamaica for that. And now on August 6th, today is also the where we celebrate independence. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you can't get it better than that. And we say happy independence to each and every one in Jamaica and around the globe who are from Jamaica or born in Jamaica. And it is always a beautiful time of the year as we celebrate the 63rd Independence Year of Jamaica. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is going to be a short show. However, it's going to be informative as usual. And I got to say, hats off to DJ Latza and all the Naram family around the globe, especially in Europe, Colonel, and the massive, enjoy your independence because it's a celebration. And the celebration is going on right now in Prospect District. And we have Dicker's father Taylor. It's going on right now, guys. So if you're in and around southeast, southeast Central Elizabeth, southwest Manchester, or South Central Jamaica, go to Prospect District and check out Taylor's Lawn, where he's having a wonderful independence dance called Badman Chill. Woo! Yeah. Sir Dick Taylor, I tell you. Him name Dick Taylor. And he's putting on an independence dance called Badman Chill. I tell you, it's a beautiful thing, guys. So that's going on right now, and it's gonna be loaded. I know it's already loaded, and you gotta go there now to get the good vibe. You know what I mean? So big up to Father Dick Taylor, and let's look at something else that's gonna be going on down there in at Bowles Oval. It's This is what you call a Jamaica Blind Cricketers Camp at Bowles Oval on August 9th. That's 3 days away, guys. August 9th. So that's a Saturday, right? August 9th is a Saturday. So that's this Saturday. They're going to have a camp down there. So the Jamaica Blind Cricketers Camp is at Bowles Oval on August 9th. I would like to see how that works. But we're gonna say
congratulations, well done.
to Bowles and his oval and Bowles hot restaurant. That's a big deal. Bowles Fish Pot, Bowles Oval. So they serve up a mean fish meal, and also they're having a camp there for the blind cricketers, and as you can see, they're in their Jamaica colors, and that's a big deal. That's something to raise your hat to for Bowles to include the blind cricketers as a part of his cricket program. It's a big deal down there, and also it was on the third Saturday. They had a lovely cricket match there. Um, it was amazing. I got there a little bit late, so I didn't get any clips of it. But it was finished by the time I got there, guys. So I had a lot doing on the island in such a short time, but I was able to make it. Also, I made it to rum for tea late. That what they had. It was loaded, but as I said, I didn't get to set up my cameras and all that good stuff, and I didn't get any clips for that, so I apologize. So I'll get some clips of it from I'll reach out to someone, or someone can send it on to me, or just send me a message. Just send me a comment, so you have clips of the Bulls Oval match and also the Rum for Tea session. We also showed on our last podcast the Chicken Back and Seafood Festival. I was there and I had about an hour and 20 minutes of live footage. You got to go back and check it. It was amazing. I mean, it was beautiful down there. So these are areas in the southeast of St. Elizabeth, the southwest of Manchester, and it was amazing. So you got to check out, as I said, South Central Jamaica is now the Party Central of Jamaica. And I've heard that Impact is going to have a paint bucket, they call it bucket. That's going to be in October, I think it is. So I'll reach out to them and get some footage of that and also information regarding that. So as soon as they contact me or I get a hold of them, then I will start advertising that for them. But guys, it's a beautiful thing in the southeast of Jamaica. And as you know, the Mystic Inn is always there and ready. That's my place. That's in Sear District in Manchester. You can always go there anytime and have a good experience. So as we progress, the Jamaica's having another year of independence, we also look at the Jade Island Corporation Limited and also NARAMP Limited. Those are two of my companies in Jamaica, and they're celebrating another year as well. So it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. So we also have the subsidiaries, NARAM Promotions and NARAM Yard as well, that's attached to these two companies. And it's a beautiful thing because there's going to be a lot of expansion into the future. So we say, we pray to the Almighty God that He keeps us alive and keeps us going. But it's a beautiful thing. If you haven't been to Jamaica, you should plan to go there sometime because especially to the South Central of Jamaica, there's a lot happening down there. There's a lot of development. There's a lot of infrastructure there for you to make you happy. The Airbnbs, the road systems are looking real good. There's everything to your disposal. You know what I mean? So transportation, accommodation, communication. It's all online, water, and all that good stuff. It's easily accessible and also consistent. So we're seeing a change in the country where it's going in a positive direction, and it will take a lot more from our people in that area to develop it a little bit more or join forces to move it faster because there's highways coming through there very very soon. The bypass for I think coming through gutters and streaming off of the south coast. um Check your development. It's coming. I think the Prime Minister Andrew Holness also announced that there's a lot of infrastructure going in. There's a lot of development, and there's a lot of future development that you got to tap into to be ahead of the curve and also to benefit from it. So it's a beautiful thing. As I said, it's a party central. It's also loaded with a lot of businesses. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that are doing very well in the South Central of Jamaica, and you got to check it out. It's more picturesque for tourists. It's back to the natural Jamaican vibes. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful. You got great people, great atmosphere, friendly, and they're welcoming. So and all the establishments there along the way that tatter the whole countryside, and you go as you go along, you can feel the vibe. You know what I mean? The good food, you got natural, good organic food being sold on the roadside, coconuts and that good stuff, fruits, mangoes, you name it, pine and so on, melons and even seasoning like scallion and thyme and them something that sweet pepper. You know what I mean? You come all on me and train line, you can get your good cow skin soup and melons and all them things, you know what I mean? So apart from parties, you get the natural stuff. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful down there. So check it out, guys. If you've not been to Jamaica, whenever you go, go to Southeast St. Elizabeth or Southwest Manchester, right in that area, Junction, Main, Prospect, Sea Air, Downs, and New Forest, Alligator Pond, where you get Little Ochi, you know what I mean, Oswald, Bunch of Grape, you know, and Tara Seafood. That's where the seafood festival was, and a lot more. They've got some great restaurants in Junction also, Bull Savannah, Top Hill, Southfield, Treasure Beach, you know, coming around Black River and Santa Cruz and so on. You got to check it out because you got the great Lovers Leap, you know, and the great beaches along from Alligator Pond all the way down to Black River, you know, through Treasure Beach and so on. And you got good waterfalls. You got the safari in Black River as well. And you got so much to enjoy there. And you've got nature walks, you know, for those who like nature. You got great walking path, you know, in certain areas. So you got, if you need a lot more information, you know, you can check in. I can point you to a lot of people that will guide you and give you a package or something. You know what I mean? You got great taxi service, bus service. You know, you got the tour, you've got bus tours going on down there. You know what I mean? You've got Airbnbs, guest houses, and so on. There's a lot of accommodation. So you got to check it out and spread the word. If you need more information, just check. Just look down below and take my number down. Give me a call or send me a comment in the comment section right here, and I'll get back to you. But South Central Jamaica is a beautiful place to be. You know what I mean? So the parties are, you know, almost every day. You know what I mean? If you're visiting from anywhere on the island, around the Caribbean, or somewhere else from across the globe, you got to check it out because you have accommodation, transportation, communication. You got it all. You know what I mean? So you can, it takes you roughly on a good, you know, clear road day, about 45 minutes, from 45 to 50 minutes from Norman Manley Airport to come to South Central Jamaica. It's a beautiful thing. It's all highways, toll roads. You got to pay the toll though. So if you're coming from the airport for the first time, remember, if you're driving a rental car, then there's gonna be tolls. So you gotta make sure you have Jamaican money. So at the airport, just get some Jamaican money. You know what I mean? And you pay the toll and come through. And you can use your GPS, by the way. You can find the Mystic Inn on Google Maps. You know what I mean? So you type in Mystic Inn or Na Ramp Limited, and you'll get to my location. And if you don't know where you're going, then we can point you to somewhere great to stay, and also great restaurants to visit, places to you know, what places to tour, where to tour, and all that good stuff. You know, so it's a beautiful thing, guys. So Jamaica 63, it's amazing. 63 years. You know, so it's amazing, guys. You know, it's a hallmark, a benchmark, we say, of achievement. Yeah, Jamaica's coming up to 65 years. So, what we I say, I retire Jamaica, I retire. It's coming up to 65, you know. But it's a beautiful thing, guys. I'm telling you. So, send a comment if you're hearing me well, and if there's any feedbacks, or if you're not seeing the video properly, send me a comment in the comment section so I know that I'm coming across to you and you're hearing me well. You know what I mean? So, apart from that, you know, I gotta touch some U.S. immigration news. You know that. It's you know, necessary because a lot of us know that there's a huge Jamaican diaspora, and they need some information, and they need to to be, they need to know. You know, there's a lot to know. As I played a few videos from the last podcast that talked about the deal of self-deportation. There's a deal going on that it makes sense for a lot of people because if you check it out, they have it on on their website, the USCIS website, DHS website. That's Department of Homeland Security. They have it on their website, and they're giving you a deal. They give you an airline ticket to go home. You have to register. Then they'll arrange your flight. So that's a conversation between you and the Department of Homeland Security. And you're also given $1,000 if you when you deport. It's called self-deport. And it also tells you that it cleans the slate. So you're not, and correct me if I'm wrong here, all the attorneys on here. If you self-deport, then you're not given that 10-year bar. That's if you register and follow the prompts there, then it will give you that information that you'll avoid the 10-year bar. Not only that, but there's a certain amount per day. It's close to $1,000 a day, if I remember right. Correct me if I'm wrong again. That it's almost $1,000 per day if you don't register. So you avoid that bill when you leave. Self-deport, that is. You sign up with DHS on the website, but always speak to an immigration attorney, an immigration specialist to get to know before you go. And you can always call my numbers down below to so that I can point you in the right direction. All right. So for those who are here in the United States who have an immigration problem, speak to an immigration attorney or an immigration specialist, or call my number down below and I'll point you in the right direction if you're fearful of calling any numbers or coming forward. But if you do not act, then matters can get worse for you, a lot worse. So you need to make a decision and make a decision quickly. You get what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play also 2 videos of before I play those videos, let's look at the Jamaica Grand Gala before we go into those 2 videos. So, or I think I'm going to play that at the end. Close on a good note. Let me play the 2 videos from what's going on here, and also to give you a tip, also of how to navigate yourself through this immigration landscape. So let's get into it, guys. Let me bring that video up right now, and we're gonna look at what's really going on here. So let me share that with you, and let's see. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to get into this video right now. Let me bring that on screen for you. Here we go. And let's start playing the video. Yes,
Some Medicaid data will soon be available to ICE agents. The Trump administration argues actions like this are necessary for their crackdown on immigration.
America, we just got some breaking news that's going to send some shockwaves through sanctuary cities across the country. The Trump administration has approved a massive data sharing agreement that gives ICE access to personal information from nearly 79 million Medicaid recipients, including home addresses, ethnicities, birthdays, and social security numbers. This is all part of Trump's efforts to arrest 3 3,000 undocumented immigrants daily. But here's what's going to make Democrats lose their mind. DHS says that this is an initiative to ensure illegal aliens are not receiving Medicaid benefits that are meant for law-abiding Americans. Finally, somebody checking to make sure tax-funded healthcare isn't going to people who shouldn't even be here.
Major development in the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. ICE is being granted access to personal information from.
Are you looking to establish your business?
Let's get that off here.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This is exactly what we voted for. No more games, no more sanctuary policies, and no more allowing illegal immigrants to drain resources meant for American citizens. Let me break down this absolutely massive operation. According to the Associated Press, federal immigration officers now have access to home addresses, people's ethnicities, their birthdays, and even their social security numbers for nearly 79 million people enrolled in Medicaid.
In its continued effort to arrest 3,000 undocumented immigrants daily, the Trump administration will now start sharing the personal information of nearly 79 million Medicaid enrollees with ICE.
The Department of Homeland Security described it as an initiative to ensure that illegal aliens are not receiving Medicaid benefits that are meant for law-abiding Americans. Think about this. We're talking about nearly 8 million records that ICE can now research to identify people who are in our country illegally and using benefits meant for Americans. Now, here's some important details about how this system works.
Now, there is a catch to the new agreement. According to the Associated Press, ICE agents will not be allowed to download any of the information, and they can only access the data between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Fridays until September 9th.
This agreement is between the Department of Homeland Security and the Centers of Medicaid and Medicaid Services. ICE's main goal is to locate undocumented citizens who have previously or currently using the program.
According to the Associated Press, which also reports ICE will use this information to track down immigrants in the U.S. illegally. DHS told us it's keeping President Trump's promise to protect Medicaid.
Federal law says anyone in the U.S. illegally cannot enroll in Medicaid, but all states must offer emergency Medicaid, but often used by immigrants. Only 7 states, including California, allow non-U.S. citizens to enroll in regular Medicaid. Of course, health providers are losing their mind over the common sense policy. Dr. Edgar Chavez, who runs Universal Community Health Centers, is claiming this will create a public health crisis because people will end up in the ER.
Essentially, this is a public health crisis that we're going to have because a lot of people are going to end up in the ER, which is where we were trying to avoid.
Dr. Chavez says recent immigration rates have already kept patients away. He claims that at least 20% of his patients have stopped showing up.
I have people who have very advanced diabetes and hypertension who, and they're undocumented, and I got them to get Medi-Cal.
But here's what Dr. Chavez doesn't want to admit. These people shouldn't be using American taxpayer-funded healthcare in the first place. If they're here illegally, they need to go back to their home country and get healthcare there. Healthcare providers are claiming this is a huge breach of trust because they told patients that their data would never be shared with the federal government. But that agreement falls apart when you realize these people are breaking federal law by being here illegally.
We got a lot of those people to join Medi-Cal, right? We told them, trust us. This data is never going to make it to the federal government. This data is not going to be shared with anybody. And so now there's a huge breach of trust.
Immigration attorney Radlin Mendoza is worried that this could deter folks from receiving medical care, not bringing their kids to the hospital or treating them because of fear that they're going to be picked up by ICE.
Radlin Mendoza from Gardner Mendoza Immigration Law says she has several concerns with the agreement. For one, she feels it could deter folks from receiving medical care when they need it.
Not bringing their kids to the hospital for treatment because of the fear that they're going to get picked up by ICE.
But here's the reality. If you're in the country illegally, you should be concerned with being picked up by ICE. That's called consequences for breaking the law. California attorney Rob Bonta is calling this reckless and unprecedented weaponization of private sensitive data of Medicare recipients. But let's be honest about what's really happening here. Senator Adam Shifty Schiff is claiming the massive transfer of personal data of millions of Medicare recipients should alarm every American. But why should law-abiding Americans be alarmed about the efforts to find people who are breaking immigration law? Immigration advocates are worried. Listen to what they have to say.
So eventually what could end up happening is someone might transfer information about an immigrant a U.S. citizen with a Latino name, and all of a sudden now I have ICE officers in my house, even though I was born here, only because my name is Raul Lopez.
But here's what cracks me up about all this privacy hysteria. If people are so worried about the government having your personal information, where was this outrage when Amazon, Facebook, Google, and your phone company have been collecting and selling your personal information for years? Amazon knows what you buy, when you buy it, and where you live. Facebook knows your political views, your relationship, and tracks you across the internet. Google knows everywhere you go, everything you search for, and reads your emails. Your phone company knows everyone you call, text, and your exact location 24/7. But suddenly when ICE wants to check if people are using taxpayer-funded healthcare or here legally, that's a privacy violation. Give me a break. These same people posting outrage on Facebook and tweeting from their iPhones have already given away more personal data than ICE could ever access. Legal experts are reminding people of their rights. Even if ICE has access to your personal information, they cannot do anything without a warrant from a judge ordering their arrest or search their home. Immigration attorney Radlin Mendoza admits that not all people found through this data will be deported immediately. It depends on their criminal history and whether they can request protection while detained.
Another concern Mendoza has is how this new agreement could affect those who are not yet documented but are going through the legal process to become a citizen.
They're doing all the right things. And, they're getting arrested at their immigration hearings. They're getting arrested at their immigration interviews.
But here's what she's really worried about. People who are going through the legal process to become a citizen, but you're still here illegally. If you're here illegally, even while you're applying for legal status, you're still breaking the law. The majority of the people identified through this system will still go before an immigration judge while they're being detained, where they can pursue protection and request bond. The difference here is they'll be detained instead of released into American communities. Of course, sanctuary states like California are already planning to resist this common sense policy. Only 7 states, including California, allow non-U.S. citizens to enroll in Medicaid. But federal law requires emergency rooms to treat anyone in a medical emergency, regardless of immigration status.
Undocumented immigrants and even some documented immigrants do not qualify for basic federal Medicaid. However, they do qualify for emergency Medicaid.
This creates a massive loophole where people can get expensive emergency care at taxpayer expenses instead of preventative care. But the solution isn't to give illegal immigrants full Medicaid benefits. The solution is to enforce immigration laws so they're not here in the first place. When ICE has to reach a daily quota of around 3,000 people per day, they need efficient ways to locate people who are here illegally. This data sharing agreement provides exactly that capability. This Medicaid data sharing is part of a broader Trump administration strategy to make immigration enforcement more efficient and effective. Instead of random raids that might catch a few people, ICE can now target individuals who are definitely in the system illegally. This agreement runs until September 9th, giving ICE several months to identify and locate people who are using American taxpayer-funded benefits while being in the country illegally.
And according to the Associated Press, immigration officials wouldn't be able to download this data. Instead, they would have access to it Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The restriction on access, no downloading, limited hours, temporary duration, shows this is a targeted enforcement tool, not a fishing expedition. ICE can search for specific individuals, but can't mass download the entire database. This is exactly the kind of smart, targeted enforcement that Americans voted for when they elected President Trump. America, this Medicaid data sharing agreement perfectly illustrates the difference between the Trump administration and the Biden administration's approach to immigration enforcement. Biden allowed millions of illegal immigrants to drain American resources while ignoring the law. Trump is using all available data to enforce existing immigration law. The hysteria from Democrats and immigration advocates reveal their true priorities. They care more about protecting people who are here illegally than ensuring American taxpayer resources go to American citizens and legal residents. And let's be real about this privacy outrage. Amazon, Facebook, Google, and your phone company already have more personal data on you than ICE can ever access through the Medicaid agreement. But nobody's protesting outside of Facebook headquarters about privacy violations. If you're here legally, you have nothing to worry about. If you're here illegally, you should be worried, because that's what accountability looks like. ICE still needs warrants to search homes and make arrests, but now they have a better tool to identify people who shouldn't be using American benefits. This is exactly what we voted for. Smart, targeted immigration enforcement that protects American resources for American citizens and legal residents. The days of treating our immigration immigration law like suggestions are over. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. And if you go back to a podcast I had a couple of weeks ago, just go back and look. We were talking about this, that the ICE now has access to the Medicaid database. And if you go back and look at it, it's just when it came out. That was about 2 weeks ago, and that's just before I left for Jamaica. So you got to understand, if you're illegally here, or you're illegally receiving Medicaid, then that's a big problem. So I also spoke about the deal that President Trump is given. If you remember right, I explained this. He came out the first deal, the golden green card, 5 million. You got your money, you clean the slate, get a $5 million green card. A gold card, sorry, not green card. Well, it's a green card, it's a gold green card. So after that, he came out with he's saying, look, self-deport. We'll give you $1,000 on a free airline trip. Then he opened is it not Guantanamo, but El Salvador. Then you heard about Guantanamo. Then you heard about Alligator Alcatraz. Then you heard about Africa and all those good places, and they're opening more states for more incarceration. Detention of illegal migrants. And now they're having the ICE sweep. Then the big beautiful bill was signed, and everybody's sitting back, and I'm saying, you got to move now. I've been saying this over more than a year. Make a decision. You can't hide the South for the next 4 years. He's just been here, over 7 months, and they're making changes. He was campaigning on that for 2 years before he got in office. He won the election in November, and he was inaugurated on January 20th. And you're still sitting around, not taking care of your case. Let me give you a tip with the next video. So you think about this for a second. I don't know who this will benefit, but think about it. Let's share this with you and see if it helps you. So therefore, here we go. Let Attorney McBean give you a little bit of a tip here. So let's bring that on stage, and here we go. Okay, and then we'll put some audio to that.
Someone who is on asylum marry a green card holder. Yes, you can marry whoever you choose to marry. If you've applied for asylum, I'm assuming it's pending. I don't know if it's pending and the individual marries a green card holder, they can do that. Green card holder can start the filing for you. And after the filing is approved, we would consider whether the green card holder is now a U.S. citizen to help transition you to adjustment of status. And someone who is on asylum marry a green card holder. Yes, you can marry whoever you choose to marry. If you've applied for asylum, I'm assuming it's pending. I don't know if it's pending and the individual marries a green card holder, they can do that. Green card holder can start the filing for you. And after the filing is approved, we would consider whether the green card holder is now a U.S. citizen to help transition you to adjustment of status. And someone who is
So I play that twice for you guys so you understand what is going on here. So you can fall in love if you're still here, and also you can marry a green card holder. They can help you out, as Attorney Matt Bean said, or a U.S. citizen. However, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny that was never there before. So be prepared that you're going to be scrutinized, and you cannot make a mistake. on your application. So the days of going it alone and doing it by yourself, those days are over. One mistake, you lose your money, you got to start over again. And also the fees have gone up. So you got to make a decision whether or not if you can afford it, number one. And number two, if you have that fee meter running for that $1,000 a day, you got to figure that out too. You get what I'm saying? So you need a immigration specialist or immigration attorney to guide you. Because don't make a mistake. Those days are over when they'll ask you to correct things. They just throw your application out, and you got to do it all over again, and you got to find some more of this greenback. Those days are over, guys. You can't go it alone. You need an immigration specialist, an immigration attorney to assist you, to guide you and point you in the right direction. Send me a comment. Here, my number scrolling down below too. Comment here, and I'll get back to you. You get what I'm saying? So I wanted to play that video for you so that you have some idea of what you can, an option. If you're thinking about it, you're in love with your green card holder here in the United States, or you're you're in love with a U.S. citizen, and that's your option, or you have your parents here who are U.S. citizens, or family members and so on. Speak to an immigration attorney. Speak to an immigration specialist, guys. Please do not hang around. I was in Jamaica up to yesterday, and I spoke, over the last week while I was there, I spoke to a few people who self-deported, but they did not register. They did not take advantage of that option. And they said they will never return. And I'm saying, you got family here. If something happens to them and you got to come back and you have a 10-year bar on you, there goes nothing. You know what I mean? You missed an opportunity. So know before you go and weigh your options, because when you register and take that self-deportation option, you have the ability to come back without having that bar on you. But as I said, speak to an immigration specialist, speak to an immigration attorney to get your best option, because I don't know your situation. And your situation could be marred with a lot of stuff that needs to be handled before you leave the country, or to be dealt with while you're here. You get what I'm saying? Or in the process. I don't know your situation. So you got to speak to an immigration specialist, speak to an immigration attorney, so that you know before you go. It is always great to have that information. So we're going to play one last video here, guys, and I'm going to close the show. As I told you before, it's Jamaican Independence, 63. And we say, congratulations, happy independence to all Jamaicans, yard and abroad. You know what I mean? So big up to the diaspora, big up to everyone at Jamaica right now celebrating, especially down South Central Jamaica, all the party crew in South Central Jamaica and across Jamaica and across the globe. We say happy independence. Let's look at some clips from the Grand Gala, and with them we're gonna close right from there. So let me share my screen with you, and we're gonna check it out, because it was massive, it was wonderful, and I want you to get a feel of it if you weren't in Jamaica. I was not there to see it. Unfortunately, I had to be back here because of other reasons and other obligations, but I left yesterday, and this happened today. So, and one other thing, I was coming through Montego Bay Airport, and I don't know if anyone else saw this, but I did not see any banners like the 63 and the black, gold, and green stuff going on. Are they giving away stuff like little flags and all that good stuff? I didn't see it, unless it was on the the side where people were coming into Jamaica. While I was leaving, I didn't see anything there. That's strange. 63 years, and we didn't see. I didn't feel it. I was happy because I was wearing my Jamaican shirt and thinking that, yeah, oh well, everything is nice and dandy, but I did not see that feel that it was independence in Jamaica. I don't know if anyone saw this, but if you were coming into the island, arriving in Jamaica, I don't know if on that side they had stuff going on, but that was the eve of Jamaican independence. And I was thinking while you were leaving, they'll give you little flags, little memorabilia. The place would be all tattered with the black, gold, and green. Didn't see it, guys. I don't know if you did, if anyone who was leaving yesterday recognized this. But I can't say much for the arriving passengers if that side was all decorated. I have no idea. But while I was leaving yesterday, it was never there, and it was strange. I was saying to Leon, who traveled with me, that we didn't see that or feel it even going through the airport. You're departing and you didn't see decorations of Jamaica 63. That's strange. You know what I mean? So somebody needs to look into that. But let's play this video so you can see what happened today. Here we go. Let's kind of fast forward this.
Under the leadership of the Prime Minister, she works along with other cabinet members to manage the policies and programs of the nation. Being the first official to arrive this evening, all the officials that she will receive are representatives of the various branches of government as set out in our 1962 Independence Constitution. These are the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as she arrives, please welcome the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Olivia Batsy Grange. Next to arrive is Brigadier Retired Raj Mason, Commissioner of Corrections in the Department of Correctional Services. Brigadier Raj Mason assumed command of the Department of Correctional Services in April 2024 and is committed to leading the strategic transformation of Jamaica's Department of Correctional Services. A retired officer of the Jamaica Defense Force, Brigadier Mason brings over 33 years of distinguished military service to the role. Since his appointment in 2024, Brigadier Mason has championed the bold vision to modernize the department through enhanced security, rehabilitation, staff development, and innovation, all aimed at establishing the DCS as a world-class correctional institution. Brigadier Mason served as the president of the Caribbean Military Academy, the JDF's tertiary training institution based at Upper Camp. Ladies and gentlemen, as he arrives, let's welcome the Commissioner of Corrections, Brigadier Raj Mason. The Commissioner is accompanied by his ADC, Overseer Glenford Davis, and will be met by Superintendent B. Paul Johnson. Superintendent Paul Johnson is the custodial training consultant at the Carl Rattray Staff College in Runaway Bay, St. Anne. The Commissioner will then be escorted to the saluting dais, where he will receive a sword salute from the parade commander.
Pride! Stand up! Easy! Stand! Easy!
Third on the list of arrivals this afternoon is His Worship, the Mayor of Kingston and St. Andrew, Councillor Andrew Swaby. Councillor Andrew Swaby has the distinction of being the first citizen of the City of Kingston. The Mayor is the Chairman of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, the KSAMC, which is one of 13 similar entities at the local level, which carry out specific functions of government under the direction of the Ministry of Local Government, part of the executive. We also recognize the continued work of the KSAMC in the revitalization of our iconic 153-year-old capital and the UNESCO-designated Creative City of Music. The largest city in Jamaica, Kingston is located on the southeastern coast of the island and faces the 7th largest natural harbor in the world. It is protected by the Palisados, a long sand spit which connects the town of Port Royal and the Norman Manley International Airport to the rest of the island. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all, please welcome His Worship, the Mayor of Kingston and St. Andrew, Councillor Andrew Swaby. Arriving now is Mr. Richard Stewart, Deputy Commissioner of Police, representing the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Kevin Blake. The Commissioner of Police is the top cop, leading the Jamaica Constabulary Force in achieving its mission, which is to serve, protect, and reassure with courtesy and respect for the rights of all, whilst executing the policies and the programs necessary to ensure national public safety and security. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Richard Stewart, representing Dr. Kevin Blake. Our next official to arrive is the Chief of Defense Staff of the Jamaica Defense Force, Vice Admiral Antoinette Weems Gorman. Vice Admiral Antoinette Weems Gorman assumed command of the Jamaica Defense Force on the 22nd of January 2022 when she was appointed Chief of Defense Staff, making her only the second woman to lead a country's armed force in the world. Over her 33 years of service, she has held a number of significant appointments in the JDF, whilst being recognized as an expert in regional maritime security. In 2022, she was also recognized by the World Economic Forum amongst 10 women who made history globally. She held the chairmanship of the Global Chiefs of Defense Network for Women, Peace and Security in 2024 to 2025. Vice Admiral Weems Gorman is a career naval officer and holds a master's degree with distinction in National Security and Strategic Studies from the University of the West Indies. She is currently the Vice Chancellor of the Caribbean Military Academy and is recognized globally for multiple pioneering achievements throughout her career. As she arrives, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the Chief of Defense Staff of the Jamaica Defense Force, Vice Admiral Antoinette Weems Gorman. Next of our officials to arrive this evening is the President of the Court of Appeal, the Honorable Mrs. Justice Marva MacDonald Bishop. Mrs. Justice Marva MacDonald Bishop has been appointed President of the Court of Appeal since July 18, 2024. She is the first female to be appointed to this position in its 63-year history, making her appointment an historic one. She is a graduate of the University of the West Indies, where she earned a Bachelor of Arts degree with first-class honors and a Bachelor of Laws degree with first-class honors from the Cave Hill campuses, respectively. She later obtained a certificate in legal education from the Norman Manley Law School, Jamaica. Justice MacDonald Bishop has been employed to the government of Jamaica since 1986 and has held a number of positions, including Clerk of the Courts, Deputy Clerk of the Courts in the Criminal and Civil Divisions of the Parish Court, formerly the Resident Magistrates Court. In 1996, she was enrolled as an attorney at law and commenced her judicial career in 2000 as a resident magistrate for the parish of Manchester. She was appointed president of the Commonwealth Secretariat Arbitral Tribunal in the United Kingdom as a judge since 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all, please welcome the President of the Court of Appeal, the Honorable Mrs. Justice Marva MacDonald Bishop.
And ladies and gentlemen, the voice you hear announcing is a great friend of mine, Mr. Brown. I know him personally, and he's been
Our
doing
next
it.
official to arrive this evening is the Chief Justice of Jamaica, the Honorable Mr. Justice Brian Sykes and Mrs. Sykes. Justice Sykes is a graduate of the University of the West Indies, where he pursued a Bachelor of Laws degree and a Certificate of Legal Education. He holds a Master of Laws degree from the University of Wales, College of Cardiff, with emphasis on intellectual property, international trade, transport, maritime law, and credit security, with a dissertation in moral rights in intellectual property. He joined the legal profession in 1986, where he prosecuted the resident magistrates court, now parish courts, while serving as clerk of the courts. On January 7, 2005, he was appointed puisne judge of the Supreme Court. Chief Justice Sykes has articles published in the West Indian Law Journal and has been a tutor in criminal practice and procedure at the Norman Manley Law School for over 10 years. He is a certified educator and a teacher of advocacy for advocates. He is the 8th Chief Justice of Jamaica and was sworn in on March 1, 2018.
So Mr. Brown, who is announcing.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us welcome the Chief Justice of Jamaica, the Honorable Mr. Justice Brian Sykes and Mrs. Sykes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the gentleman who is announcing, Mr. Brown, he's also a part of the military in Jamaica. He's known personal to me because we served in the same unit. And this is a grand affair. He's been doing this for quite a bit of time, so I'm not too sure how many years, but he's doing a good job at it. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as the Prime Minister comes and the national anthem is sung, then we will break transmission. You can go to it, or you can send me a comment, and I will send you the link to this grand gala. Okay, so let's continue to listen.
Next to arrive this evening is Senator the Honorable Thomas Tavares Finson, President of the Senate. In this capacity, he leads the Senate in enacting and amending laws for the peace, order, and development of Jamaica. The legislature gets this power from the Constitution. Before any law is finally passed in Jamaica, signed by the Governor General, it must be reviewed by the Senate, which is also called the Upper House. It consists of representatives nominated by the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition as provided for in the 1962 Constitution. as he arrives. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the President of the Senate, the Honorable Thomas Tavares Finson. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, arriving now is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Most Honorable Juliet Holness. The role of the Speaker of the House of Representatives is to see that other members keep within the rules of the House, that the rights of the opposition members are protected, and that every member gets a fair hearing. The Speaker of the House is perhaps best known as the person who keeps order and calls members of Parliament to speak during debates in the lower house. The Speaker calls MPs in turn to give their opinion on an issue. MPs signal that they want to speak by standing up from their seat, a custom known as catching the Speaker's eye, or they can notify the Speaker in advance by writing. The Speaker has full authority to make MPs follow the rules of the House during debates. The office of the Speaker of the House is created by Section 43 of the Jamaica Constitution. Born in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Mrs. Holness is a graduate of St. Catherine High School. She undertook sixth form studies at the Woolman's High School for Girls and went on to earn a bachelor's degree in accounting and economics and a master's degree in accounting from the University of the West Indies, Mona. Mrs. Holness represents the constituency of East Rural St. Andrew following parliamentary elections in 2016 and re-election in 2020. She became the Speaker of the House in 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Most Honorable Juliet Holness. Our next official of state to arrive this evening is the Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Mark Golding and Mrs. Golding. The parliamentary opposition plays a vital role in ensuring maintenance of the dynamic democratic process of our country. The Leader of the Opposition, officially the Leader of His Majesty's Opposition, is the leader of the largest party not in government, or the person who enjoys the support of the largest block of representatives in the lower house of parliament who are not members of the governing party. The Leader of the Opposition is seen as the alternate prime minister and leads the shadow cabinet of Jamaica. He is the member of parliament for South St. Andrew. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Mark Jefferson Golding and Mrs. Golding. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all, we welcome the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Minister of Economic Growth and Job Creation, and the Minister of Defense, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Michael Holness. Our Prime Minister is the chief functionary and leader of the executive branch of government and official head of the cabinet. The Prime Minister leads the business of administering the affairs of the nation, acting in accordance with the Constitution in consultation with the Governor General. Mr. Holness has been holding the office of Prime Minister since 2016, gaining re-election in 2020. Before that, he made history by becoming Jamaica's youngest Prime Minister in October 2011 at 39 years of age. He proudly represents the constituency of West Central St. Andrew and has been their representative since 1990. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please stand and welcome the Honorable Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Michael Holness. The Prime Minister will be met by the Commissioner of Corrections, Brigadier Raj Mason, and escorted to the saluting dais, where he will receive a general salute. Please remain standing for the general salute. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to complete the list of officials of state to arrive at this our 63rd annual Independence Grand Gala celebrations is the Governor General of Jamaica, His Excellency the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Linton Allen, Knight of St. John, and Lady Allen. Sir Patrick is the 5th native Governor General of Jamaica since our Declaration of Independence in 1962. following in the footsteps of the Most Honorable Sir Clifford Campbell, the Most Honorable Sir Flores L. Glasspool, the Most Honorable Sir Howard Cook, and the Most Honorable Sir Kenneth Hall. Sir Patrick has been the Governor General since 2009. On assuming the role of the Governor General in 2009, Sir Patrick became the Chancellor of the Societies of Honor, which administers the National Honors and Awards Program. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all, please stand and welcome the Governor General of Jamaica, His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Linton Allen and Lady Allen. His Excellency, the Governor General, will be met by the Commissioner of Corrections, Brigadier Raj Mason, and escorted to the saluting dais, where he will receive a royal salute from the parade. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please remain standing for the royal salute and the playing of the national anthem.
Pride! God of up! Shoulder! Up! Royal salute! Present arms! God of up! Shoulder! Arms!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you need more of that, then you got to comment. Send me a comment in the comment section, and I'll send you the link to the entire Grand Gala. It's about 4 hours of display here, so it's a beautiful thing. Go to it on YouTube. You'll love it, and I'm telling you, it is a grand thing, and I wish I was there, but I had to be here on other business. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. You can always check it out. You know what I mean? So I say we're gonna close the show, and it was a beautiful show to begin with. Starting out with the national anthem being sung, and also we went through a lot of stuff that's been going on in the South Central of Jamaica. Dick Taylor's Lawn in Prospect District is going on right now, and you have a chance to still go there because it's 11:26 there And it's still early in Jamaica. It's an hour behind. We're 12:26 here in the U.S., and you can still get there in time to enjoy yourself, especially other events across the island. It's still going on, guys. You know what I mean? So check out if you're just landing in Jamaica, whether it be Norman Manley or Sangsters International Airport. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know where your final destination in Jamaica will be, but if you're close to South Central Jamaica, go to Dick Taylor's Lawn in Prospect District in Manchester. So when you get to Gutters, you head the way like you're going to Little Ocean and Alligator Pond, and you'll have a great time. Believe me, you will have a good time. In at that is Dick Taylor's Lawn, and I'll put the video up for the poster up for you so you can see what I'm talking about, and you'll enjoy it. Trust me. Let me get it back here because I here it is. It's if you look at it, it says what? Dick Taylor's Lawn. Let's kind of open this up. It says here, let's kind of get this bigger for you. Dick as Father Taylor presents Independence Dance called Bad Man Chilo. You know, I like that name. Dick as Father Taylor. Dick as Father Taylor. Dick as Father Taylor presents Independence Dance called Bad Man Chilo.
Congratulations. Well done.
You know, it's a big deal, guys. So big up to Father Taylor. Respect every time. Have fun, guys. Be careful. Always drink responsibly. You always know that if you drink, you don't drive. If you drive, you don't drink. You know what I mean? And you gotta be over 21 to drink. It's the rules. You know what I mean? When I say drink, drink alcohol. You know, stick to soft drink if you're under that age. You know what I mean? So, and just be responsible. Look out for your brother and your sister and your family and your friends also. And we say, pray when you're going out, pray when you're coming in. And always remember, God is in control. I'll see you on the next show, guys. Thank you so much for being here at Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. And we'll see you at the next show. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We close the show tonight, and we'll see you at the next one. And we say big up to all the Naram family across the globe, especially Colonel Briggy in England, Burrow Smiley, Floyd, and all the massive there in England. You'll see them soon, right here live. And I'm telling you, it's going to be an epic show. And also, big up to DJ Latta. He's traveling. He's doing his thing. Whenever he's ready, he'll be back. But we'll tell you whenever that's going to be. All right? So, big up to all the crew in Jamaica, Cutty Ranks, that's Dane Bora, and all the massive, there. Big up to also Misha and all the family, all the Mr. Ken, Nikisha, and all my children, Shalene, Giovanna, and all my children here in the United States and in England. We say maximum respect. We love you, and we're praying for everybody. So one love. We say big up Jamaica 63, and this is Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. See you on the next show. Naram Promotions is at you.